further.
Okay then. It's time. It's that time. It's that time, not only of the episode, that time of the year. It is time for us. Actually, let's play the intro video. And
Are you filled with anticipation?
Patient. Hello, so we are about to count down the top 10 most anticipated tabletop RPGs of 2026. We do this every year. We've been doing it since 2013. That's a long time, isn't it? We've been doing it every single year. Roll for Combat in the chat says, why did you have to get sick last week? I wasn't sick. I was at my dad's birthday.
Yeah.
I was eating a delicious enormous steak, in fact. I was not sick.
Are we not good enough?
Anyway, we do this every year. It's very, very exciting. Last year, the winner was, if you recall, or do you recall? Can you remember?
No.
It was Legend in the Mist was last year's winner.
Oh, okay.
So over the years, we've had 13th Age in 2013. We didn't do it in 2014. But it would have been Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition had we done so, I am sure.
That makes sense. That's fair.
Well, the reason for that was because we did it in 2013 and it was just a one-off.
Yeah.
It wasn't intended to be an annual thing.
Yeah.
And in 2014, and then in 2015, decided, hang on, let's do that again.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, 2014 got missed, but I think we can assume that D&D 5th edition probably would have won in 2014.
Yeah.
That's more than fair.
Then we got Star Wars Force and Destiny was in 2015. Rifts for Savage Worlds, as Sean Connery might say. Rifts for Savage Worlds in 2016. The Trudvang Chronicles, Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, Savage Worlds Venture Edition. That's 2 appearances for Savage Worlds there. Dune from Modiphius in 2020 and 2021. Twilight 2000 joint in 2021, Blade Runner, Pendragon 6e, and Shadow of the Weird Wizard are the previous winners of this.
But Russ, who is the winner of 2026?
Well, we're going to find out. We're about to find out. But we're going to count them down from number 10. We're going to count them down. It's going to be such fun.
Okay. Let's go.
So are we ready to find out? And I'll just say this was voted for readers of EN World. We had something coming up to 10,000 voters. A lot of voters. A lot of people vote for these, partly because a lot of people, a lot of the companies, ask their fans to come and vote. So we had close to 10,000 voters. Lots and lots and lots and lots of people vote. And I will say that the number 1 place got 3 times as many votes as the number 2 place. There was a big gap.
Wow.
A landslide win. Massive landslide win. But let's start at number 10, shall we?
Yes.
So number 10 of the top 10 most anticipated TTRPGs of 2026 is Twilight Sword.
I voted for this one.
You did. So tell us. Tell us about it.
I will happily talk about Twilight Sword. If people do want a more in-depth run through of this, there's a whole Not D&D episode where we talk to Two Little Mice, the creators, for about an hour. So if you want an in-depth one, head over to Not D&D to listen to that. But in summary, so Twilight Sword, it's inspired by, very much like Zelda and things like that, where you're journeying and it's about the journey as part of the adventure and moving through the world. It has a really nice, unique system. It's the CAT system, CAT, which stands for Created at Twilight. Meow, lovely. But the core mechanic is quite simple. It's quite nice. So it's a D12. I love a D12 system. So 1 is the best result, 12 is the worst. And pretty much when you're doing any kind of skill check, you have a variety of abilities and you roll, and you want your roll to be equal or lower than your ability score, and then that's a success. So that's at its core, which is quite nice. But they have loads of really cool mini systems within it. that does really kind of fun things. There's a really nice hope despair mechanic, which is really nice for the GMs to kind of it's in different regions and areas, so you can kind of point your players to where they should go next, where needs attention and help. So it's a really nice tool to kind of narratively push the game that way whilst the mechanics support it. And I also love they have a really nice cooking and brewing mechanics. So they wanted cooking mechanics so you can create recipes and do things like that, but it's not too crunchy. It's actually quite simple, but provides lots of variety and flavor. So you can put a certain number of ingredients in and you get different abilities and things from doing that. So a lot of it is going around the world, and there's an element of foraging and sitting down by the campfire and having a little chat and cooking a nice meal, and they give you mechanical benefits. And also a highlight for me as well is that you can play a penguin player species as one of the 4 species that you can play. So
enough.
fun.
This game is from Two Little Mice, and this is their second appearance in this chart, actually, because they appeared in 2023 with a game called Household. If you recall. So this is the second time they've appeared in the top 10 of anticipated games, and this is inspired by like classic video games like Legend of Zelda and Final Fantasy and games along that line.
Absolutely.
Did really well on Backakit. It crowdfunded to close to $1 million last year. Yeah. So congratulations there.
And I say that their games are very pretty and nicely made as well. They do this in conjunction with Free League, so the art and the quality of the physical books are really, really nice in these. But yes. So
this chart wouldn't be the same if Free League wasn't on it.
It would not. It would not. But yeah, so I voted for this as one of my 3 choices. So I'm glad to see it made the top 10 with other people as well. So congratulations to Two Little Mice.
Very, very cool. Okay, the next one. This is again someone's second appearance. Not for the game. You know that sometimes games appear in the chart multiple years in a row. I think Conan's Modiphius's Conan game appeared 4 years in a row. And Pendragon 6th edition also appeared 4 years in a row. Like people were anticipating it. Eventually, these games came out. But so this is the second appearance for the publisher, but not for this game. So the next one is at number 9, Old School Essentials, 2026 edition from Necrotic Gnome. And this is a retro adventure game. That's how they built it. And of course, Necrotic Gnome appeared last year in the chart with Dolmenwood.
Oh, yeah.
So this is their second appearance in the chart.
This is a reprint, isn't it? Or
it's a new edition of Old School Essentials. Yeah, so Old School Essentials has kind of different versions. So there's ones based on like they're like rules based on like 1970s and 1980s versions of D&D, sort of clones-ish. So there's one based on the basic expert D&D rules. There's one based on AD&D second edition. So they've got different games, different game lines. So this is a new edition. It's got completely updated art. It's got a completely OGL free text, open game license free text. Because as you may or may not recall, there was a slight problem that befell the open game license a couple of years ago. Wizard of the Coast attempted to cancel it, rescind it.
Really?
And we won't get into that now because we spent many months.
They've been massively successful in respect to getting rid of the OGL.
Oh
The monkey's paw closed a finger.
They released the text again in the Creative Commons. But they've rendered it irrelevant, so nobody uses it anymore, really. So they succeeded in their goal, I guess. But so this is an OGL free text. Which is nice. Paizo have done much the same with Pathfinder, is now OGL free.
I love the art style of these books as well. A really distinctive art style. I think it's looks great. I like it.
Yeah, I like it. Very old school. Very old school. I like it a lot. Yeah. Okay then. Should we move on to number 8?
Yes.
I have personally run a demo of this game. By saying a demo of the playtest that was released during the Kickstarter last year. So not the full game.
Oh, I know what this is then.
You know what it is. Okay. Here it comes. Discworld.
Yeah.
Adventures in Ankh-Morpork from Modiphius. Now, this appeared in the chart last year. It was last year's. It was in last year's most anticipated TTRPGs. It is in this year's most anticipated TTRPGs, and it is the 5th time that Modiphius have appeared in this chart. They often have a game in the running here.
Yeah, I thought this was already out, to be honest.
Not quite, no. So the playtest thing is out, but the actual game still, I backed the Kickstarter and I still didn't have my copy of it yet. So it made nearly 3 million on Kickstarter. Did very, very, very well. And it's Terry Pratchett, so it's satire and absurdity and all that, all crunched together into this fantasy world. This is particularly focusing on, because it's a big world and there's a lot of regions in it and different stories and different places about different people in Terry Pratchett's nearly 12 quadrillion books, or however many he wrote. Quite a few, more than 3 at least. But this is very much focused on the big city Ankh-Morpork. Yes, all digital Discworld has been delivered. Yeah, but the actual game hasn't been released to the public yet. So I ran this at your club, Peter, last. It was at the end of 2024. I think it was just before Christmas, 2024. I think.
Yeah.
Do you mean 2025?
We're still in the Marlins at that point.
No, 24. So... a whole year and a bit ago.
Yeah,
it wasn't recently I did that. It was over a year ago.
No.
So I there was, with the Kickstarter, there was a playtest adventure that you could run. And with some pre-generated characters. I can't remember it all that well, to be honest. It was that long ago, but I do recall that I liked it. I did like it.
Yeah, well, it's like always a roll-off. Like the player rolls something versus the GM. And
I think one of the problems with games like this, because Terry Pratchett is so funny and so clever, it'd be the same as if you made a sort of Blackadder game or something like that.
Yeah.
Where the scripts are so clever and so funny, and the artists, the actors is great, and all this sort of stuff. When you think you're going to run such a game, can you and your players be as clever and funny on the fly as Terry Pratchett? That's the worry you have going in. Is this going to feel like Discworld? Because of course you're not going to be able to do that, because Terry Pratchett was a genius and also wasn't doing it on the fly. You're not going to be able to, and that is kind of what the trepidation you have going into something like this. But I think one thing that Discworld has that really works in your favor is the characters play it straight in the world.
That's absolutely essential to fantasy humor. Yeah,
exactly. So the adventures themselves, as long as they're written and they've got plenty of time to get those adventures right, so it's going to be a hard one to run an off the cuff adventure. One shot. But if you have an adventure written and crafted and is funny, and it's the situations that are funny in Discworld, it's the plots that are funny, but the characters are playing it straight, like they can't see why this is absurd, sort of thing.
I'll say that's fast, real people in unreal situations.
Yeah. So I think Discworld has that strength in that you don't have to be incredibly witty to play it. Because it's the situations around you that are funny, rather than you don't have to be quipping constantly. So I think it works. I think it really works, and I really enjoyed running it. It was only a one shot. It was 3 hours or something. It was only a one shot, but I really enjoyed running it. Players seemed to enjoy it. It was a relaxed, fun, rules light experience. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Can't argue that.
Yeah. Right. I think we'll let you talk about the next one, Peter. Are you ready to see what is number 7?
Yeah.
In the countdown, 7 in the
curious, certainly
10 most anticipated TTRPGs of 2026 is the Black Company.
Yeah. This is Dennis the Twiller, and I can't remember the name of his company now.
This is Arc Dream Publishing.
Arc Dream Publishing, the Delta Green people. That's ones. Yeah. So Black Company. Just released a playtest, which I haven't signed up to be part of because I know I do not have the bandwidth to engage with it. But no, I'm very excited. For listeners at home, we're looking at a logo that says the Black Company in a black swirly writing on a red background, and it has above the ANC the badge of Soul Catcher, who's one of the 10 who was taken. So that's not just a random piece of skull. That's a very exciting piece of design, which has a lot of mythic resonance for people who enjoyed the intellectual property. So yeah, this is one of the ones I picked for certain. If I didn't, then I would have. But yeah, I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm probably going to give it a go because difficult to get right. But I think it would lend itself quite well to role-playing games because it's about the way they win their fights, the Black Companies, they win it through cleverness, subterfuge, and sneakiness, and occasionally setting things on fire.
Because I understand that they're often very much outgunned, aren't they?
Well, yeah, always outnumbered, never outclassed. I would describe it as and the 10 who are taken are wizards who have the complete absolute gall to not be glass cannons, but instead to be extremely tough and hard to kill, whilst also possessing terrifying magical power. So if someone's a wizard in this, you know they're bad news, and if they're one of the 10 who are taken, extra bad news with some bad news sprinkled. So that's it lends a lot of itself to like having protagonists and so forth. It's an interesting thing, and I particularly like it because a lot of the city names are just regular nouns, which is good. So you don't have to work so hard to remember them
or pronounce them, as the case may be.
Yes.
I'm sure I could get it wrong still, though.
You probably could, but you'd have to work much harder. But I believe in
Thank you.
Yeah. So this is the second Black Company tabletop role-playing game, because there was one from Green Ronin back in 2004.
Yeah,
a long time ago, over 20 years ago. But there was one before, D20 powered, I believe.
Yes.
But this one's from Arc Dream Publishing. I don't know what system it uses, but there is a playtest you can sign up for, and you can check it out for yourself.
Looking forward to hearing more about this as the situation develops.
Yeah. Okay, then. Moving on to the next one. This is interesting. So, this is from Evil Baby Entertainment. And this is called The Broken Empires RPG. So they describe this as a sim-light D100 skills-based TTRPG.
Okay.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
catchy tagline now. And they say...
The cover of the book looks like Aragorn grabbed himself a crossbow, decided to hang out with an elderly Geralt the Witcher, and then the cat from Lost Kingdoms turned up and said, "All right, lads, we're having a party." I mean,
well, this one
saying that was a bad thing.
No,
I'm just observing.
That sounds cool. That sounds cool, PJ.
It's got a Warhammer-y vibe in the font at the top there to me as well.
Yes, no, I agree. Yeah,
dramatic but apparently this draws on over 125 role-playing games. So sim light. This is as far as I can make out. I had to look up how these terms are being used because some of these are more sort of video gamey terms. But sim light refers to games which prioritize fast and simple mechanics.
Okay.
But have detailed simulation aspects.
Okay.
Is that like crafting or?
So we're talking like detailed combat and things like that. So the combat is both detailed and fast. Now I'm only going from what the company's told me. I can't tell you what I've seen with my own eyes. But this game has no stats, no classes or levels. It made over $500,000 on Kickstarter.
Nice.
It was one of those ones like throughout the Kickstarter, a lot of YouTube gaming influencers were endorsing it as well.
Okay, cool.
Like there were like several of them endorsing it. This is in 2024 actually. It was 2 years ago. And it's now available for pre-order, so presumably it's coming out this year.
So typically the use case that I would expect to come across for sim light sort of thing is maybe not for combat, but maybe for exploration, travel, like what things are happening as you're going along.
Well, I can't tell you whether or not that is the case with this game. It may be, may not be. I haven't seen it. So
because you're trying to move away from making people make like hundreds of rolls, which a computer can do, no problem. Gives it something to do whilst it's moving your thing along the map. But as a GM and with players, pen and paper, you do not want this at all. So if they've got elegant solutions to provide, shall we say, cool-authentic, which is a term I borrowed from the LARP community, which is not necessarily authentic, but it's cool enough to feel that way. Cool-authentic.
Yeah.
So my gift to you people, enjoy using the word. If it feels cool-authentic, then it could be quite good. So I'll be interested in seeing how this works.
Well, congratulations to Evil Baby Entertainment, number 6,
Yeah.
the 6th most anticipated TTRPG of 2026. But I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, yes, Russ, but what is the 5th? What is the 5th most anticipated TTRPG of 2026? And guess what?
That was what
I'm
I was
about to
thinking.
tell you.
Ah!
Are you ready? Or should I just do this in a completely different order? Just like randomly go through
Oh,
the
yeah.
top 10?
That sounds
Well,
like that.
I think you've organised your slides so nicely. We should go in the order.
We should probably do them in order. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Let's go with number 5. Then.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Who's at
with
number 5?
Number 5. Ars Magica.
Oh, I'm not
The
surprised this is
definitive
on the
edition.
list.
So
Atlas Games, isn't it?
Yeah, this is from Atlas Games.
No.
So Ars Magica was created in 1987. And is famous for a couple of things. One was the verb-noun magic system, which it invented and pioneered, and which has been, influenced many games since, including games that I've written. I love that concept.
Yeah.
So the verb-noun magic system is sort of like I make fire, or you have a verb and a noun, and there's a number of verbs and a number. It's not called verb-noun. That's just the sort of like the meta terminology that the industry uses to describe that sort of system. And then you choose a verb and a noun to form your spell, sort of on the fly-ish. So there's the verb noun magic system, which is very, very cool, very flexible, and just kind of feels quite. And it's kind of like with this pseudo Latin kind of way of
giving a bit of Rivers of London, Ben Aronovich, like Skindere to buying stuff to things. Exciting.
Yeah. So there's that, and also troop style play, which is a type of game where you have more than one character, and the character you're using depends on the situation. So in Ars Magica in particular, it tended to be you'd have a character and you'd have a sort of a wizard or a mage, and you'd have a non-mage, and the mages were generally quite a bit more powerful than the non-mages. What would happen is you would generally have in different sessions, you might have one character playing their mage and the others playing their companions or something like that. That's how
called like grunts or herberts.
I can't remember what they're called. But
it did sound very complimentary.
I borrowed the idea in my sci-fi game for the What's Old Is New system. I borrowed the idea where instead of having the entire bridge crew beam down to a planet, you have troop style play, and that you have a bridge character who has all the piloting skills and all the skills to operate a starship, but you also have an away team character which you can use for when you beam down, and then so you've always got something to do. Yeah, you've always got to
use that in their version of Star Trek as well, which is quite cool.
Yeah. I did it first. I'll just say. Anyway,
after Ars Magica.
I did it in 2016. Thank you very much. No, so you're welcome, Ridiculous. Anyway,
getting sassy now.
Sorry, I copied it off Ars Magica. I can't.
Yeah.
We don't.
And I'm very, very sure that Modifius never read my game, so they probably got it in Ars Magica too. But anyway, there's been 5 editions of Ars Magica over the years. And this is the definitive edition. It's a deluxe expanded version, sort of based on 5th edition of Ars Magica. Obviously, there's lots of games with 5th editions, Ars Magica being one. So this is essentially, I guess, 6th edition, but they're calling it the definitive edition of Ars Magica.
Well, I'm just going to say, because calling it Ars Magica 5th edition would cause a lot of upset.
They did call Ars Magica 5th edition. There's already been 5 editions. This is the 6th.
Well, if they did it again, it might cause upset then, because that would be confusing to have 2 5th editions.
Well, that would be very confusing to have 2 5th editions. Like this, Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 5th edition in at number 4. Oh, no!
So wait, so this is Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th edition?
No.
Oh dear! Can you imagine if it was powered by D&D 5th edition? No, it's not.
No, they're not. They would. Our good friends at Cubicle 7 would not do something like that. No, they know better. But I'm excited. I voted for this as well because I'm playing. I'm just finishing up my Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay campaign that I've been playing in for a few years, and I'm not hugely enamored with the system because there's a few patches and tweaks in places in the systems that just make it not feel as nice. And I think that's what they've said is a lot of what they're doing with this system is clearing up a lot of those little subsystems that kind of get in the way and don't add to the game. They're tidying that up. And I think they were looking at tweaking the leveling progression so it's a bit more streamlined. So I think they're taking all that feedback and making it a bit more, letting you, because sometimes the mechanics feel like they're getting in the way of what you want to do, which is the opposite of what you want.
I played third edition, which was the one before that, and that was using all the it was Fantasy Flight Games, and it was using all their funny dice, and they, for me personally, and I know some people loved it, I know some people like that. For me personally, those funny dice got in the way of the system for me. And I
not a big Genesis fan.
I don't know, maybe I'm just not very clever, but I couldn't work out what the dice were saying 90% of the time, even though I played it for about 6 months, you know.
Somebody was saying
sometimes don't.
Yeah, but that's 2 editions ago. They don't use that system at all anymore. It's very
fourth edition, which I'm
7 now. Yeah. But
interestingly, someone in the comments isn't enamored with the system either because they said they're playing a campaign of the Enemy Within, which is originally for 4th edition, which is what I'm also using. But they're using 5e. And to be honest, I think the system would work because it's fantasy. The only thing is magic users generally in Warhammer are a lot rarer. So maybe when you were doing 5e, you could be like, you can't be a magic user. That probably might be how I'd get around that. Because
it's a 5e powered version of the One Ring of Adventures in Middle Earth, which, you know, obviously magic is a lot rarer than that. There's only like 5 wizards in the entire world. You know, so
I mean, you can run whatever game you want with your thing as well. The part for me, especially with the Enemy Within and with Warhammer, like magic is like what's this situation? Like it's very much in our game anyway. When we've come across it, we're like, I don't know if we should be poking this with a stick. And that is what we're doing. My first battle, I had no combat skills, so I literally hid behind a table and threw cups at somebody. That was my contribution to the fight.
That's what you did last time we went to UK Games Expo.
Yeah, it's my go-to fighting style.
Yeah, they know what they did.
Gets a bit crazy.
I'm not even talking about in the game, Jess. I'm talking about at dinner.
Yeah, I know. Gets a bit crazy.
Yeah, they know what they did.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is number 4. It's Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 5th edition.
I'm excited to see these changes because I think it will streamline it.
Yeah, this is from Cubicle 7. In 2018. Cubicle 7 was also in this list with Warhammer 4 Fantasy Roleplay 4th edition. It came in at number 2, in fact.
What can I say? The people love the Warhammer.
Yeah. Right, versus the world there. Sounds like the EN World Christmas party's a hoot. There's a lot of dogs. That's all I can say. There's a lot of dogs.
So many dogs.
So many dogs.
Fortunately, we're such a remote team. We don't all get together because we have writers for EN World all over the world working remotely. So we can't all get together in one space very often.
In fact, of the people that actually work for EN World, I think me and Jess are the only ones that regularly see each other at all, aren't we?
Yeah.
Probably, pretty much. Most of them are in America or various places around the world.
Yeah.
Okay, we're on to number 3 now. Number 3. We're getting there. It's getting close to the. Can you feel the tension rising?
I can.
The anticipation.
Yeah. There's clouds forming overhead. I've had to adjust my lighting as we're recording.
Wow. Okay, number 3. The third most anticipated tabletop role-playing game of 2026 is Mistborn. So this is from Brotherwise Games, who included Mistborn as a stretch goal in their Cosmere role-playing game Kickstarter, which made $14 million a couple of years ago.
Yep.
Wow.
So the Cosmere role-playing game is out.
Yes.
But Mistborn was one of the stretch goals, and Mistborn is coming out this year. And Brotherwise Games, this is from. They broke pretty much every TTRPG record with Kickstarter or any
Yeah.
crowdfunder, TTRPG crowdfunder. It's
Well, when you have a number of people following you, which is comparable to several countries' armed forces, which at the time we did comment on, then you're gonna sell a lot of books.
The second highest was Avatar. It's the second highest ever, but they're definitely in the lead there. So this obviously won't be another big Kickstarter because it's a stretch goal in the previous one. So this will just come out this year. It's a separate game. There's going to be 3 hardcover books containing lore, rules, and an adventure. One of them is an adventure called Mistborn and Legacy. So that's number 3. It's number 3. Okay. Number 2. Number 2 is, and this is one that I chose, voted for, not chose, voted for.
Yeah. He's
I
let it slip.
Yeah, no, I voted for this one. I voted for this. I voted for Pioneer from Mongoose and Discworld.
Another one.
Discworld.
Right.
Yes. I knew what it was. I had the image in my head. I just didn't get the word out.
Discworld. Ain't bad then, is it?
Yeah. Okay. Number 2, Invincible, the superhero role-playing game.
Yes.
Now, this is coming from Free League. First of all, I'm going to tell you, this is Free League's 13th appearance in this chart.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
They are by far the most prolific people to appear in this chart. Every single year they do so. They often have a number 1 or a number 2.
It doesn't surprise me because they have interesting IPs that people are excited about because of the IP, but also their games are very consistent. You know what the system's going to be. It's going to be their in-house system with some tweaks to suit the genre. So it's not intimidating to jump into. And also the products are just very well made and pretty. So you know what you're going to get. So it doesn't surprise me.
The timing is very good as well because this happens. The voting for this happens always at the same time as their big Q4 Kickstarter, which they do every year. So it's at a time when people are very excited about the upcoming thing. Yeah, it's front of mind. So yeah, like I say, this thing wouldn't be this thing without Free League. They're always in it. So this is based on Robert Kirkman's comic book series and animated show. I believe you've read the comics or seen the show, Peter. I've seen both.
I've seen the show, but I was quite interested. Jessica earlier said that she knew lots about the game, so I was happy to talk about it.
Invincible.
Yes.
Well, yeah, no, I said I'm happy to talk about it. I mean, the game, from what I know, it's not out yet to play, but it, like I said, it's Free League, so it uses their in-house system, so it's got some little tweaks to make it fit the genre. It's Year Zero, and I haven't seen all those little tweaks and nuances out yet because it's not obviously not out and published, but I'm curious to see what they will be. I've watched the show of Invincible, really liked it. I'm curious to see what characters you play within it. Whether you play the heroes that we know, or you create your own and you're part of like a lower sort of powered league that supports the main thing. But interested to see what the campaigns and the storylines are that you're
What's
doing.
interesting to me is one of the big facets of the show and the comic book, probably even more so the comic book, is the graphic violence.
Yeah,
it is very, very gory. Like a superhero fight has people's heads being ripped off and blood spurting everywhere, and it's very graphic.
I'll be honest, like I'm looking at the cover of Invincible, which has that trademark blood splatter on the letters IBLE, and if you look at the bottom, there's a chap looking straight at the camera with like black hair. I think that's Gilgamesh, and he did have a bad case of decapitation.
Spoilers.
Mild spoilers for episode 1 of Invincible. Omni-Man turns out not to be the nicest guy. So if you've been on the internet, you probably already figured that out.
Come on, spoilers. Let's stop talking about the plot. Let's stop talking about the plot. But I'm interested to see how they handle
evil.
I'm interested to see how they handle the graphic violence in this game. I'm curious. I'm not necessarily saying it's for me. Like I desperately want to play a game full of graphic violence, but I'm curious. Almost from a design standpoint, where they go with it, what choices they make with that.
Yeah, I'm interested to see the tweaks as well.
Or whether they have some kind of system where you can choose how violent you want your game to be, maybe. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm guessing. I don't know.
I'm sure they'll have guidance in the Lines and Veils for how you want to narrate combat and things, because most games have that. Because I mean, in theory, in your D&D games, you could make it, depending on how you describe how you stab the goblin, you could go as far down that scale as you'd like, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You don't have to bake it into the rules necessarily.
No, it's a narrative choice sometimes.
Yeah. But then again, I think back to sort of some of the old school, like, critical hit tables from various games back in like the 80s, which were really, really gory.
Yeah.
And which as teenage boys we loved, because that's the sort of thing that teenage boys love.
Yeah. Well, death is nearly instantaneous in one thing.
Yeah.
I think that's what the Munchkins are for role playing, I think, on it. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, so 3D, congratulations. There was no doubt really that they would appear in the chart. They always do. Congratulations, their 13th appearance. But Invincible, superhero role-playing game coming out this year, 2026. The second most anticipated game.
But Russ, what, I pray tell, is the number one most anticipated TTRPG of 2026?
I didn't check that one. Oh, sorry. Were you expecting to go all the way to number one?
Oh, shall we come back to do that one next week then?
I'm so sorry. It's I only went to number 2.
Oh, fair enough. Maybe
I didn't think anyone cared about number 1. I thought,
Well, I figured you thought maybe we could wait until next week just to really build the anticipation.
Yeah, should we do that?
Yeah.
What do people
think? Are you up for that?
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's go straight to number 1, shall we?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. Number 1, the most anticipated tabletop role-playing game of 2026 is, and I will say this had 3 times the votes of the number 2 position.
Yes.
It was a landslide victory, massive, overwhelming onslaught of votes. Are we ready? It is a game called Deathbringer.
Okay.
So this is from the Dungeon Craft YouTube channel, a social media influencer called Professor DM, aka Dan Fazio, and also coming from Roll for Combat, which I'm assuming is publishing the game on their behalf. So this is kind of like an old school. There's not a lot of information. If you go to the website for this, it's just a box remaining list and a logo, and that's it. I'm assuming that there's a lot of information buried within the YouTube video channels. But what there is, which I was able to check out, was there's a PDF version on TTRPG, which is literally just a couple of pages of house rules. Very small thing for about $3. Small thing for about $3. And it's designed to make D&D more dangerous.
Okay.
It's an Adamantine bestseller, so that's the very top category on Drive-Thru-RPG.
Someone charged for house rules. Nice.
There's a couple. It's like a couple of pages of rules. It's like a grim dark fantasy rules kit. Is how it describes itself. Unique Deathbringer dice mechanic replaces traditional features, feats, and skills with a fast, flexible alternative. Get ready for breakneck, bone-crunching, skull-smashing action with Deathbringer.
There we go. I have to admit, this is one that wasn't on my radar that I didn't know much about until this list. So I guess that's why this top 10 list is useful, because occasionally something's on here that I don't know much about. So it gives me the opportunity to go away and have a little research.
Because,
they do.
As I said, 3 times the number of votes of the previous. But I mean, that is a trend we are definitely seeing a lot in the last probably 5 years or so, is that, and I think MCDM with Matt Colville kind of started this off. Draw Steel and Followers and Strongholds and things like that, with people with big YouTube followings.
Yeah.
Bringing those followings over as they move into the RPG creative space.
Yeah, fair enough.
So they go from talking about RPGs to making RPGs. You don't see so much success the other way. I have noticed that generally RPG companies, TTRPG companies' YouTube channels don't tend to be big. Even Wizards one isn't massive. Paizo's one isn't big, or either. They don't tend to get a lot. I mean, because that's not what they do. That's not their thing. It's like us. That's not you know, you might be watching some video now. Yeah. This isn't our thing. This isn't what we do. Yeah. It's just a very much a side thing. But going the other way, these social media influencers are doing really, really well. Obviously, with mixed results. Matt Colville smashed it and keeps continuing to smash it. I think has had over five or 6 $1 million Kickstarters. So this Kickstarter's coming later this year.
Yeah, Rolf Combat is actually in the chat right now, so they're giving some more information. So the Kickstarter is scheduled for May, and they're going to be releasing more information. The game is going to be compatible with Shadow Dark, but they plan for it to be much more deadlier and action-packed. But so there's a little bit more information. Thanks for letting us know live on the stream, Roll for Combat.
Yeah, well, congratulations. Congratulations to Professor DM. You are officially the creator of the most anticipated TTRPG of 2026. No pressure. No pressure at all. I'll be sure to check it out when it hits Kickstarter.
Yeah, in May. So we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, that's it. That's all 10. So what do you think of the list? Any surprises in there? Obviously, Deathbringer was a surprise to both of you, but any other surprises?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't surprised by a lot of things in there. I was glad to see 2 of the things I voted in there, because I voted for number 10, the I forgot the name of it already.
Twilight Sword.
Twilight Sword.
You voted for Twilight Sword, Jess.
Sorry,
is there anything else about your life you'd like me to tell you? I don't know.
Yeah, please. I'd had no sleep but 4 coffees, and apparently that's not the same thing. Twilight Sword I put on there, and also Warhammer. So I was pleased to see that other people are thinking the same as me. But yeah, not a huge amount of surprises. Deathbringer, again, isn't what I'm surprised about necessarily, because like you say, but it's one I personally didn't know about, that wasn't on my radar, but I can check out now. But yeah, those are my thoughts.
Yeah. For me, I was very pleased to see 2 of my 3 votes made it. So Discworld made it and Invincible made it. My other vote was Pioneer, which is the sort of NASA themed, space exploration themed
Mongoose Publishing
traveler adjacent game coming from Mongoose this year, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah,
but we're going to be talking to Mongoose very soon about that, which is exciting. But we'll have more news about that soon. But we're going to be actually talking to Mongoose about that. But that was for me. That was quite pleased to see 2 of my 3 votes in there. What about you, Peter? Any surprises? Any?
I was pleased to see Black Company, because I'm just a bit of a fan of that. Yeah, and I don't know. I'm like very reticent to run games with existing IPs, because I don't really want to get into arguments with people about like.
Yeah. Well, when you're running a game and the player knows more about the IP than you do,
which for many IPs is very definitely the case. It's like,
that's why I could never ever run Forgotten Realms ever.
No.
What do I know about Forgotten Realms? I know that it has an Elminster in it, it has a Drizzt in it, and a Waterdeep. We're now reaching the limits of my Forgotten Realms lore knowledge.
Yeah, I mean,
I exaggerate, of course. I do know more than that, but not a lot more.
Mine extends to what is shared in Baldur's Gate 3, the video game. So there's the Baldur's Gate 3 reference for the week done.
Yeah, hey, got it in the last minute under the bar.
Everyone take a drink. Yeah.
Penalty for me. I don't have a drink to take.
Oh no.
Surprises. I was surprised that Invincible placed as highly.
Oh, really?
It got on there. Yeah, well, it's like a good show. But
the reason I'm not surprised about that is the Free League Kickstarter factor. If it had been someone else, I bet it wouldn't have placed as highly.
No, that's fair enough. But yeah, like the rest of it seemed like a bunch of really interesting, exciting, even games. Like there's some reprints going up, but it represents a lot of different communities. Like the old school community's got old school essentials. We've got like the more computer game with Twilight Sword. We've got the old grogs from the British section with Warhammer Fantasy roleplay. And we've got like the YouTubers bringing some power with Deathbringer. So it's a lot of different communities. I think probably. I don't think there was anything that was explicitly powered by 5th edition.
No, I think you're correct there. I think
Yeah.
you're correct.
Oh,
there.
how nice!
I mean, there were at least 2 D&D adjacent things. So there's Old School Essentials is D&D adjacent,
Sure.
and Deathbringer is D&D adjacent. So there's 2 of
Well,
those.
you might as well say Pathfinder is D&D adjacent.
Sure.
If you're going to go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not Pathfinder is D&D adjacent.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah.
I mean, the 3rd edition of Pathfinder was first edition of Pathfinder was D&D 3.5.
Yeah, well, that's Jason
3.75,
Baldwin crossing you off his Christmas card list right now. As he listens. Put him in the big break.
What I'm interested in here, right, is, and I'm always interested in this, what is a brand new original IP?
Yes.
Nothing in this list is a brand new original IP.
Yeah.
It's not a criticism, it's just an observation. But I think the closest would be Twilight Sword. Which I suppose Twilight Sword itself is, but it's very much based on, inspired by Legend of Zelda and Final Fantasy. But yeah, I guess Twilight Sword is an original IP. Discworld isn't. That company isn't.
No.
The Broken Empires, I suppose, also is. Yes, so there's 2.
Yeah, I mean,
Twilight Sword and Broken Empires.
Galarian, World of Lost Omens is, I would say.
But they're based on existing IP that the game company themselves own. So it's not brand new this year. Yeah.
With you. Yeah, I think it's got more to do with conceptual hooks. Like, basically, if you present an idea to someone, letting them have something to hang it on so they can compare it is pretty important.
Yeah.
And a brand new, completely novel idea could be the best thing ever once you get to understand it. But it's that initial leap of understanding that you need to have the hooks that people can start to begin to process it. Otherwise, it's a bit like, trying to eat an elephant in one go. Whereas, as we know, the best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time.
I've never eaten an elephant. Do you know what I suspect?
No, you haven't lived.
I strongly suspect that I will never eat an elephant. But you never know. You never know. Anyway, that is the end of the countdown. Congratulations to all 10.
Yes.
In that countdown. Congratulations to everyone else who, I mean, I tend to not want to go beyond the 10 just because you do get some there that literally get like 1 or 2 votes, and then you get others that get 1,000, and I don't feel it's very nice to sort of name those. I keep to the nice end of it.
Look, I mean, if you got nominated at all, somebody was anticipating your game, and that's really cool.
And was excited enough to try and share it with other people.
Though I will tell you that there was one game that got nominated but not voted for. So even the person who nominated it didn't vote for it.
Wow.
Well,
maybe they who that is.
Yeah.
That'd be awkward.
Well, I don't know. There's two possible scenarios there. One is that they nominated it and they forgot to come back.
I imagine.
Or 3, I guess. The second is that they nominated it and misread the rules and thought that was the process, and that was it, all they had to do. And the third is they nominated it, but when they came back to vote, realised they actually liked 3 other things more.
That can happen. Sometimes you see the whole list, and it's tricky to choose just 3 some years. You look at it and you're like, there's a lot of cool stuff coming out this year. So
I had trouble choosing 3, but,